Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the subscription, the stream, the download, the viewing, the listen. I am your host, Phillip, and yes, I am the modern day Mamba Raja. But on this card, what I'm about to be talking about, I'm strictly just the Podfather. Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to get into a more in-depth breakdown of what's going to be happening at TLC tomorrow night. Now, I should have done this when I was doing the regular episode with Brandon, but I didn't feel like I wanted to run it that long because the Shane Cody interview ran on that episode also. If you haven't heard it, go listen to it. It's in the archives on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. So let's really break this down. Now, TLC, it really was just a one-match card. The Shield versus The Bar, Miz, Kane, and also Braun Strowman. Now, since this viral meningitis has gone around that has taken out Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt, also JoJo and Bo Dallas, who JoJo, of course, being the ring announcer, and Bo Dallas, I don't even think he was going to be a part of the match. But what this has done has really made the undercard must see. I mean, it was kind of somewhat already must see with Asuka making her debut, of course, but now this is something that we all have to watch. Ladies and gentlemen, people say that, and I'm a fan of like actually having a build to matches. I enjoy that, but that's not the case with this one because let's really break down Finn Balor, the demon Finn Balor, going up against the phenomenal AJ Styles. So I guess he will still be in his demon garb because that's what it said when WWE released this information yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? We have the two former leaders of the Bullet Club, probably the hottest faction in this industry today, are going to be going one-on-one on at a WWE pay-per-view. I mean, this is extraordinary. Like Finn Balor, it's extraordinary. It's awesome. I mean, AJ Styles took over the Bullet Club the same day Finn walked out. Let's not forget this. And this is really interesting because I mean, these two men, they're gonna put on 5 stars. They're gonna have the match of the night. I'm not gonna argue with that. But now here's the thing: do Gallows and Anderson make an appearance? And if they do, who do they side with? Do they go with Finn Balor, the creator of the Bullet Club, or do they go with AJ Styles, the guy who really made it a hot commodity in Japan when he was over there for 2 years after he left TNA? Who do they really side with? Like what are they gonna do? That's something I'm really looking forward to seeing because honestly, if I think this is the time that you turn Finn Balor heel. He could put on a classic with AJ Styles, and then Gallows and Anderson show up, and then they cost Styles the match. And you know what the reasoning could be? Hey, you went off to SmackDown while we had to stay here on Raw. You went off to do big things while we were stuck here jobbing to all these guys. Sure, we had the tag titles, but we were still jobbers, you know? They could go something of that route. Of course, it's not AJ's fault because the WWE draft happened. But, I mean, this is awesome. And honestly, I think Finn Balor does need to win more. Now, in my opinion, I think AJ Styles should win every match. I do, because AJ Styles is phenomenal. But Finn Balor desperately needs this win. Since this stuff with Bray hasn't been, you know, all that great. I don't even know what to call it, you know. But in some cases, could AJ need to win more? Maybe to go back on SmackDown and say, hey, Jinder, you're the WWE champion, but I just beat the first ever Universal champion. I went over to their brand and beat one of their top guys. He could say that. But I think for purposes, and guys, let me tell you, wins and losses, they still do matter in the world of professional wrestling. People say they don't, but they actually do. I really do think Balor needs to go over Styles here. It's going to help him in the long run. It's going to give him back some of that momentum, some of that juice that he lost when he came back. But moving on to the real main match that is on this card. It will be Miz, Sheamus and Cesaro, Kane and Braun Strowman going up against half of the Shield, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, and then of course the Olympic hero, the Raw General Manager, Kurt Angle. This is the first time Kurt Angle has been in a WWE ring competing in 11 years. This is huge. This is major. Now, people saying, why are they just throwing him in here? This doesn't make any sense. It does make sense. Have we forgotten that Miz has been going after and bad-mouthing Kurt Angle's son? Jason Jordan, yes, we have to still think of it as a storyline, guys. He's been bad-mouthing him. So, I mean, if people are worried about Kurt's health, I am too. I mean, Kurt Angle is 48 years old. In a TLC match, I am afraid for what could happen to him, but of course you have like Ambrose who's crazy, and then you have Seth Rollins who can take all those really bigger spots, and of course, probably Braun Strowman could take a lot of big spots. I'm not sure about Sheamus. Last time he was in one of these things that involved ladders, he got injured, so I don't want him to take any big spots, and plus Cesaro with his mouth and all that. But this does have a storyline here, and honestly, I think the Shield and Kurt Angle need to lose, and Kurt Angle needs to get pinned. And you know who pins him? The Miz. And here's why. What this could do for the Miz's career could be on the same level of Jericho beating The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin in the same night to become the first ever WWE Undisputed Champion. Now hear me out. For the rest of the Miz's career, he could go around and say, I defeated an Olympic hero in his return. I beat Kurt Angle. I mean, because Jericho, he's made a career out of saying, I beat Stone Cold and The Rock in the same night. He's made a career out of saying that. Alright? The Miz can do the exact same thing. When Kurt Angle tries to tell him to do something, Miz can be like, I don't have to listen to you. I beat you. You know, he can do stuff like that. And honestly, I'd really look forward to anything like that. I mean, The Miz is the perfect person to play that kind of role. I mean, he's a chicken heel, you know? It's going to be awesome to see what they do here. And honestly, they could go one of two ways about this. One, Jason Jordan could come out there and help his father. Could kind of sort of even the odds to an extent because I don't think he's on the card. Or Jordan could just sit in the back. Jordan could just sit in the back. And because Jordan sits in the back, could be what turns him heel and leads to the WrestleMania match, or just a match I've been talking about with Kurt Angle versus Triple H. It could be at WrestleMania, it could be at the Royal Rumble, it could be at SummerSlam, I don't care. Just as long as we see, but really it needs to be at WrestleMania, just as long as we see Kurt Angle versus Triple H for control of Monday Night Raw. That's going to be awesome. But people are getting back to Kurt's health. I mean, this is a guy for the last 10 years has been competing in TNA, Impact, Global Force, whatever you want to call them. And he's been doing moonsaults off of steel cages over there during their lethal lockdown matches and stuff like that. And he's been putting on classics. Plus, he just wrestled earlier this year against Cody Rhodes in a steel cage. He did a moonsault off of there also, or it was Cody, one of them. But, you know, Kurt, he's medically cleared to go. Maybe they were probably thinking, all right, we're going to put him in a Survivor Series tag team match. But I guess that couldn't come to fruition because of the viral meningitis that's been going around in the WWE locker room. But this is really interesting. I'm excited for TLC. I can't wait to see what they do. This is awesome. And this is, again, what I've been telling you people. When Vincent Kennedy McMahon's back is against the wall, he brings it big. You know, he comes back. When the universe pushes Vince against the wall and says, hey, you can't have this, Vince is like, well, god damn it, I gotta do something bigger. You know? So, I mean, going back to the whole viral meningitis thing, Bray, Bo, JoJo, I hope you guys are well, and also for Roman. And going on Roman, I've seen stuff on Twitter and social media where like, hey, finally something that can job out, finally something that Roman can job to. Like, that's not funny. I mean, come on, guys. Despite how you feel about Roman Reigns, and it's not his fault he was booked that way. If you wanna blame somebody, you can blame the big boss. You can blame Vince. But I wish all of these performers well. I hope they get healthy. I hear it takes about 7 to 10 days for this to really start to clear up. But I do hope they get better. I really, really do. All right, guys. That ends this TLC bonus pod. Look forward tomorrow night, instant analysis, myself and the Canadian Destroyer Brandon. We will break down everything that happens at TLC from the kickoff match with Sasha Banks and Alicia Fox to the Empress of Tomorrow making her debut on the main roster. The two former leaders of the Bullet Club, the Demon Finn Balor and the phenomenal AJ Styles, and also the extraordinary TLC match that we will see. The Miz, Sheamus and Cesaro, Kane, Braun Strowman going up against Raw Tag Team Champions Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and the Olympic hero, the WWE Hall of Famer, former 6-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Kurt Angle. Oh, it's true. It's true. It's damn true.
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.